Okay, so got a tire. Doesn't want to hold air. Kind of can see it's a little out of shape because it's been sitting on the car without air a little bit while it was being repaired. I wanted to do a video to show how to patch one of these if you're on the side of the road. Um, See if that could help, somebody. Now, I'm going to try to do this with stuff that you would have. Um, let's see if I've got an air chuck. I do. Hang on. Okay, I was going to use my fancy air chuck there, but then I realized I'm trying to do this with what people would have in their car or available. Um, Actually, that still might be something. You get this at a gas station. Okay, so we're gonna turn this on, get this plugged in. Sorry. Okay, so as you can see, we've got like 4 pounds of air. Um, Obviously, this isn't quite perfect seal. So yeah, about 4 pounds. So we're gonna fill this up. Sorry for the compressor noise. Keep the regulators turned down. So that's okay. Go ahead and get this up to about 35 psi, roughly a little more. Now we're gonna leak down anyway, so all right. Tire's leaking down. Now you get these patch kits almost anywhere, gas stations. You can get them at Walmart. All right, let me turn this off. Okay, so you can get these patch kits just about anywhere, gas stations, Walmart. It's better if you get the ones with the T handles because you got to be able to push this in the tire, and this works a lot better than those little handles. Okay, so try to get that if possible. Otherwise, any other one can work. Now, you're supposed to use soapy water, um, water and soap, something real sudsy, so that it will um, kind of show a little bit better. But I'm going to try this with just some regular Rain X, see if I can. I think I actually see it right there. I was going to rotate this. No, not. I kind of think it still is that. I didn't see that before. No. What you're going to look for is something that's making bubbles. Okay? So you want to get the tire wet and look for bubbles. So you're going to kind of. Now, sometimes on the side of the road, you'll know because you can kind of see it. I was hoping to leave this on the car and do this, but it's too windy today. Sun's out, which make it hard to see, and so on. So I decided to do this in the garage. Let's see. Now you can do this with water if that's all you have. Like I said, I'm just trying to use something I have in the garage. I mean, obviously Windex would work better. You can get Windex at any gas station. You can get generic Windex. Work a lot better than this. But again, I'm looking for something that maybe you would have in your car in the event that you get a flat tire while you're at work or school or wherever you might be. I'm trying to figure out how to help you guys where you're going to need it the most. You're not always going to be in a garage. Um, let's see. Hopefully, I can find it and then I can show you what it'll look like. You're going to look for bubbles. Now, I don't see bubbles. Okay, if you don't really see anything around the tire, one more thing you want to check for is this valve. A lot of the time, this valve will also leak. So you're going to pour this around the base of it. No. And then a straighter valve. Okay, I don't see anything there. Okay, let's see here. So we'll come around, just going to take a look. And I see bubbles. You see these bubbles right here? There we go. Let's see if I can pour some of this on it. Yep, you can see it right there. You see that? That's how you can tell air is actively coming out of it. Now this is one of those ones I was telling you. These are hard to use. Really hard, especially when you're trying to put the plug in. They're horrible. I do have a set of those. Not even sure why anymore. But we're going to need to pull this out, so we're going to need some needle nose or some pliers or something. Oh, we're going to try to do this with what you have in the car. What might you have in the car that would take a needle out or a nail? Let's try a screwdriver. See if I got a flathead. I'm trying to look for a flathead you might have. Okay, let's try a flathead screwdriver. See if we can pop that out. A lot of the time, these are either screws or nails, which will have a head that you can grip with a flat screwdriver and pull up. This one looks like a screw. Hard to do when you're holding a phone and doing this. Holding a tire phone, trying to do this one-handed. If I can do it, you can do it. The problem's going to be those threads are also going to grip as you're trying to pry it out. That's why needle nose or pliers, something like that, are going to be more ideal. Only doing it this way to try to show you you can do it with other stuff. And as you can see, it's coming out just slowly, little by little. You're just going to work at it. Don't be scared about the tire. These things are designed to handle potholes and what have you. Not going to hurt it. There we go. Now we got that screw out. Now it's going to leak. So what I like to do, try not to lose as much air as possible. You're going to pull that out. Then you got to shove this part in. What you're doing is you're cleaning the hole and making it round. Okay? So you need a good clean surface for these plugs to actually grip. Now, most of the time, you get one of these patch kits. You want to get a patch kit that comes with glue. It'll come with a little cement glue. Don't have that, so we're going to just use without. And to be honest, I have done these without the cement glue and completely forgotten about them. I'm running the tire right now. I meant to get patched, and I never did. 60,000 miles later, it's never leaked. We're doing this for an emergency purposes. This is so you put this through, kind of like you're threading a needle. One equal amount on both sides. There we go. Now, you're going to pull this one out. Plug this in. You're going to push it as much as you can. It's going to be hard, especially on a vehicle. Okay, you want to get it most of the way. You don't want to get it all the way in. You need to get it most of the way. Now, some you need to read the instructions on how yours are done. Some say twist. Some say, don't twist. These ones are a do not twist. So on this, what you're going to do, you get it most of the way in. I say most because you want like equal amounts. You don't want a whole bunch of this on the inside either for no reason. And then you just basically pull this real fast. You got to pull it fast and hard, like so. That's it. Okay. Now this extra, you can leave it. It's not going to hurt nothing, and eventually wear off. So if you're driving on like a highway and you're stuck, or you're stuck at work, you have no way of cutting that off, don't worry. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Looking for my knife. And I think my razor blade is upstairs because I was helping my son. I think my razor blade's upstairs. Usually you want a nice clean razor blade, which mine's upstairs. I'm not going to pause this for stupid razor blade. Ain't no big deal. Razor blade works best. It is going to get gummy and gummed up, so I kind of don't want to use my knife if I don't have to. But tell you what, I got a Gerber knife in my pocket. But just to show you guys, you don't really need anything fancy. I'm actually going to use my dad's old pocket knife. This is my dad's. Has sentimental value, so I always keep it on me. One of these guys, he's had this thing forever. If I remember correctly, the tip got broken, and that's why it's so short, is they had to reshape it and give it a new tip. So this is, I think if it might even have been my grandfather's, and it became my dad. But either way, this was my dad's. I always kept it in his pocket. So now, you're just gonna, with the tire, I kind of do half and then do the other half, like so. That's it. And like I said, it's gonna gum up your blade, so now I need to clean that off, but that's okay. We're trying to do this emergency side road repair. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put air back in this tire. Make sure to get it back up to where it needs to be. So we lost a little bit. As you can see, we're at 26. Actually, let me see if I can. There we go, 26.9. Get it up to 35. Sorry about all the flies flying across the screen. Yeah, no, that's because I'm not. There we go. Right at 35. That's good enough. Now we're going to retest this. Now you can test with saliva. I'm trying not to do that because I know, again, this is on camera. I don't want. So I'm actually just going to take a little bit of that, put around it. Yep, sorry. Didn't mean to not get that on camera. We're going to soak it. And as you can see, no bubbles. Not sure what all that is. Some hair fibers from something. That's okay. But as you can see, absolutely no bubbles whatsoever. Always check it afterwards for bubbles. Not all of these are going to be perfect. And I kind of saw a bubble there. Let's see if that's a real bubble. Not all of them are going to be perfect. Again, this is an emergency patch kit. It's not designed to be permanent. You do need to take this into your tire shop and get an actual patch put on. No, I think what that is just, yeah, because that bubble's not active. It's just being created by my passing. Let me tilt this back a little. Put some fresh. There we go. Now we can see it holding. No bubbles of any kind. All right, so we're good to go. Looked like somebody else had already just had a hole in the sidewall before. Not good. There's another one right there. You're never supposed to patch or plug a sidewall, ever. Now, there are ways of doing it in low weight vehicles for emergencies. You can, there's special sidewall patches that you can get, and you actually form this. You kind of seal the hole off. You put your patch, small patch that covers the hole, and you have a bigger patch that goes around that gives it back the structure. One of the things you got to be careful of is the cords on this side are stronger than here. This is what gives it strength. When you break all this, you have problems. So this tire should be replaced soon because we have one close to the sidewall, one on the sidewall. But this, is a vehicle that it's temporary, and we're trying to show an emergency. So obviously emergencies work. This has been done before, and it's held up for a while, and now we got a second one. We'll see. Just get it back on the car, and you're good to go.